Welcome to the OAPN Podcast with your host, Adarsh Sakare. No bullshit, no cuts. 100% raw conversations with 0% fucks to give. We don't encourage the consumption of alcohol, but if you want to open up a cold one while you watch this, it's not a bad idea.
Welcome to episode number 87 of On a Personal Note with Adarsh Sakare. This is pretty much the last episode we'll be releasing for the year, so in a way it's like a grand finale, if I may. So it's been a good year. I think it's been a good year. A year where I feel like we got good amount of recognition that we deserved. I think there are a lot of learnings on the way about this space, and a lot of people who have trusted us on this journey. And we do feel like it's just the beginning, though it's almost been about 3 years now. So yeah, here's episode number 87. Before I talk a little about today's guest, let's say hi to Harpriya Bains. Hi, Harpriya.
Hello, hi, how are you? And I'm glad I'm here.
It's been a while since we started discussing this.
Yes, since we started to plan out that we should have this conversation.
No, for the fact that you're here from Delhi and you agreed to do this, I think we owe you a thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for making it and thanks for responding to us. And I'm just glad that it happened. Right. So anyway, Harpriya is here. As always, I spend a good amount of time doing my good research on your journey.
I'm worried about what you have dug out.
There's not much. I think it's all sweet.
Nice.
Yes, it's all sweet. Oh, no. I mean, it's good stuff. It's good, sweet stuff. But I think here's the story, right? Here's a story of the fact that we do now live in a time where you cross the boundaries of age. You cross the boundaries of stereotypes. You cross the boundaries of what people think is the way to go and how you want to actually go about doing things, right? And one of the things that stood out to me about your journey has been the traits that people are figuring out about you now. It almost feels like, maybe these traits are new, but these traits have been, of course, within you for the longest time. You've lived life the same way,
yes,
right? The way she speaks on the stage, or the way she speaks about art, is with a lot of love, and that love was just focused on family for this good amount of time in your life. And it's not, and again, right, this is my observation, and then you tell me what you feel about it. And it's not that you were away from art. I think you've had your experience with, pursuing your art and being part of communities that appreciate art, and being part of communities that realize that art does make life better in a lot of ways. It's just that maybe now you had more time on your hands, or maybe people figured out there's Harpriya, and Harpriya has this talent, and she's able to connect with more people and all of that. So it's a pretty unique story, I must say. It's an inspiring one. It's an happy one, if you ask me. And like I said, some of these things may be new to us, but maybe it's been all along there in Harpriya's life, and it's just that people are getting to know about it now. So yeah, stand-up comedian, a model, a writer, a painter, an artist, homemaker, or rather, in your words, a housewife who's been given a more fancy word today, and homemaker. But here she is. And if you know Harpriya, great. Hopefully, this helps you get to know her better. If you don't know Harpriya, and maybe you've just watched one of our shows or one of our videos, here's your chance to kind of dig deep within that story. So thanks, Harpriya, again.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
How have things been?
Things are going good, mm-hmm. And it's fun. The journey is going great. New places, new people, new experiences. It's greater than I imagined. It's faster than I imagined.
It's faster than you imagined. You mean the growth?
No. Not the. No, I mean it's come to me faster than I imagined. I still thought I had a longer way to go. I didn't expect my video to, my first video to go viral the way it did. So honestly, I was like, expecting ki chalo nikalte hain, because that's the process. You have to take out a video, and I was like, हाँ ठीक है चलो थोड़ा बहुत views आ जाएगा, 100K views आ जाएगा, थोड़ा बहुत 5K 6K followers और बढ़ जाएंगे. I was like, good. And then it was like, oh my god, what's happening? After 6-7 days, and it just suddenly kind of exploded. And there's a lot of comments, and my relatives and all were telling me, हमें हर जगह से तेरे वीडियो आ रहे हैं, इधर उधर से आ रहे हैं WhatsApp पे. And Instagram, of course, it really blew up a lot. And by the end of the week, it like the followers were growing so much, and I was like, koi pause daba do isko please. I was telling my girls, I said, can this pause for a little bit? I can't handle it. So yeah, that was faster than I expected.
The response.
Yeah.
But maybe it was a long time coming in terms of getting success in your life.
Yeah. Yes, maybe we can look at it like that. It was, because I have been doing stand-up for the last 5 years now. I had been doing it, and but I'd hit my open mics, first open mic about 5 years back, and I'd done open mics at the local level, Delhi. I'd not really traveled too much, and I'd started doing smaller shows and smaller gigs, for 30 minutes or 40 minutes, wherever I was getting opportunities. So yeah, that I was getting. So yeah, if you look at that, but every comic, when I read the stories of greater comics and people who've done so well, सबकी journey is 5-6 साल सब लगता है इतना time. So
it's like an average.
Yeah. I mean, it's like any other job. You need to put in all the work and the hard work, and कुछ डालोगे तभी कुछ निकलेगा.
It's as simple as that.
Yeah, it's as simple as
So just to get a little background of Harpriya, maybe 20 years ago, what was Harpriya then?
So 20 years ago is when I got married. That's 21 years now. So I started basically, I always had this thing that I wanted to work before I got married. I wanted to work.
Okay.
I wanted to, that whole thing about having to be financially independent or kaam karna and all that. And that way my parents were extremely supportive. My mother also always said, you thoda aana chahiye and all of that. So yeah, I studied in a boarding school, went to Jalandhar, that's my hometown, did my college from there, did postgrad from Delhi, and then I think always थोड़ा बहुत creative वो था थोड़ा side. तो I used to school में भी था. I used to paint and stuff, and I was always वो theatre का बड़ा शौक था.
Theatre था school में.
Theatre, like stage plays, those annual functions and all of that, college and this thing. And I was always that kid की किसने part लेना है? Yes ma'am, पेड़ बना दो, table बना दो, but put me on the stage. So I was like that, and so I did all of that, and then I started working in the advertising industry. I did my mass comm, and I worked in the but not on the creative side. I was on the client servicing side. I worked for about 3 years in Delhi, and after which I got married, and I did not want to anyway continue in advertising because I thought it was a great line, a lot of fun, but a crazy amount of time you have to put in that industry. I got married to an army officer, so in any case that required me to move because I wanted to move with him, and so we moved to places, and then I got back to my painting, which I kind of enjoyed, and I did do paintings. I did some exhibitions at local levels in Mau and Indore. In Mau.
Okay, you moved.
Got married. I moved to Mau
because you moved. Yeah.
Delhi to मैं अब आई हूँ. I've traveled a lot.
You've traveled before this.
A lot of places. So in the last 20 years, we've traveled a lot.
Sure.
So I did exhibitions in Mau, Indore, Pune. When my husband got posted there, I did exhibitions in Pune. And then simultaneously, the army gives you a lot of opportunity to army wives, a lot of voluntary activities that you can do. So that gave me a lot of opportunities to be back on stage, either in terms of hosting a big function or, doing MC for a big function, or, voluntary. We do a lot of welfare work for our Jawan's families. So for all of them, you do a lot of activities and all. So that kept coming.
Sure.
So I did all of that, and yes, the journey kept moving. I also got into a corporate job in between. My husband went on a UN mission abroad, so I had some time on hand, about 4 years, where I got back to an online job. It was an information management company. I worked, this was pre-COVID, work from home, pre-COVID. So I worked from home.
But wait, hold on. So that was your first job after a long stint?
After a long stint of a corporate job. Yeah, like a proper corporate. So corporate में मैं आई, that about 7-8 साल के break के बाद. And then I worked with this company for about 7 years. It was all work from home. and it was a proper corporate job for 7 years. I did that, and then again I quit the job because my husband was in a very he was commanding a unit in Jammu, and as a commanding officer, the wife's responsibilities are so extremely high in the army. So I was very busy with a lot of responsibilities, so I quit the job that time. And once all of that was over, we got posted to Goa, which is like a different vibe altogether. It was a different vibe, and I got back to my art because culturally Goa is a great place. And I found a lovely artist who I requested if I could see him work or work with him, or I requested him if he could help me enhance my skills. So he was a really great artist called Rudy De Silva in Goa, and I worked with him. I mean, I didn't work with him, I took classes from him rather. And I tried to upgrade my painting, like they say in today's language, upgrade. So I was learning more skills, I improved my painting skills, got back to painting again. And then I started doing more. Then we came to, then I did a few more exhibitions. But yes, Goa is the place. At that time, stand-up, I'm talking about 2016, 17 is when stand-up was like really coming like a boom.
Into Goa?
Into India. A lot of stand-up suddenly became like the videos were like flowing in so much. That Instagram bahut aaya. The whole thing about, the videos of all these great comedians started flowing in big time. And उससे पहले मुझे साइनफील्ड पता था बस, मुझे एक्चुअली स्टैंड अप का कुछ पता भी नहीं था. आई ओनली न्यू साइनफील्ड बिकॉज वी यूज्ड टू वॉच इट, है ना, पहले आता था. आई डिडंट नो अबाउट इट. सो देन दोज वीडियोज एंड ऑल, एंड आई गॉट इनटू इंस्टाग्राम. देन आई सॉर्टेड, अच्छा फिर यूट्यूब देखना शुरू करा. एंड देन अ लॉट ऑफ लाइव शोज यूज्ड टू हैपन इन गोवा आल्सो. दीस नाइस बिग कॉमेडियंस यूज्ड टू कम. सो आई स्टार्टेड गोइंग फॉर अ लॉट ऑफ लाइव शोज. दैट्स व्हेन इट काइंड ऑफ ट्रिगर्ड, कुछ जैसे होता है ना कीड़ा दिमाग में आया कि ये शायद मैं कर लूं. वैसे वो कॉमेडी देख के सबको लगता है ये हम कर सकते हैं.
This is the other thing.
This is the other thing.
Let's be honest.
So first 2-3
बात ही तो करना है.
I can do this, यार. Just a few stories. You need to get on stage and speak it out.
मेरे पास भी है गोवा का स्टोरी.
मेरे पास भी बहुत स्टोरीज है. But frankly, वो first thought मेरा भी वही था. But it is only after I got into it that I realized कि इतना भी आसान नहीं है. And then वो होता है ना, बीच में तुम सोचते हो कि छोड़ दो ना, फिर करते हो थोड़ा सा इज्जत का सवाल है. अब इतना ढिंडोरा पीट दिया सारे टब्बर को कि भाई करना है. So better do something out of it. So I think that happened, and there was no open mic scene in Goa.
Oh yeah?
There was nothing. There were only big comedians.
Doesn't have these, shacks by the beach.
No, not for
these fancy,
not for a nobody.
shacks that charge $800 for a beer.
When they get comedians, the bigger names, who charge them even more to do a show. So not people like me, not at all. I was a nobody. So I, in fact, my husband went for a course to Hyderabad from Goa, where I did my first open mic. That is my first open mic. Hyderabad में October 2017 is when I did it. And वो मैंने करा तो वो होता है ना, वो beginner's luck. वो first वाले में तो सब बहुत हंसे.
That's the one that's on your Instagram?
No, it's not. It's nowhere.
नहीं है.
कहीं नहीं डाला. मैं ढूंढूंगी उसकी रील. Now that you have mentioned, maybe I should share it. वो उसकी रिकॉर्डिंग तो बड़ी गंदी है वैसे, but the laughter is there, roaring laughter. And I was like, damn. And people were like, first है आपका, ऐसे पता ही नहीं चल रहा आपका first है, so much confidence. I was like, bus, I made it in life.
Then which is that show where you have a video where like these 20-30 women are like clapping for you?
Oh yes, you saw that?
Is that the one?
No, that's not the one. That is my first, so to say, solo. It was like a 20-minute, this is long before my video.
And these women are damn happy to see you. It felt like you're starting a cult.
Oh yeah.
These women, all of them like...
There is a group called Stree, okay? उनका ये group था. These women who meet and who support each other for entrepreneurs and all of that. So there was a group and they reached out to me, can you do this for us? We need a comic. And there are no budgets, nobody's paying you anything. It's just a goodwill thing. I had like nothing to lose. ठीक है यार, कभी नहीं करा. They said आप आधा घंटा करो and all that. I'd never done आधा घंटा, solo. मैंने ऐसे कभी नहीं करा था. I said, yeah, I'll do it, no problem. So I तैयार हो गए, साड़ी वाड़ी पहन के I went. And they were all, I said, all women audience. They said, हाँ, all women. I said, chalo, I'm going to kill this. And yeah, those women was so much fun. And I've seen that women are also more at ease when they have not come with their husbands.
True.
Now I can say that for sure. I've done so many all women shows.
Just letting you know, it's the same the other way around as well.
Yeah, no wonder all these jokes and wives are like so damn popular.
Yeah.
And when I do these jokes with a mixed crowd and all of that. उसमें भी सब हंसते हैं, but उसमें for some time the wives are all looking at their husbands like, yeah, you're like that. I hate you. Yeah, and the husbands also get awkward for some reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, that show was like, I was like, wow, लोग standing ovation, सीटियाँ मारी थी ladies.
Like,
yeah,
holy
man, I
spark.
made it in life.
बस
मैं इसके लिए मैं पैदा हुई थी. So that was amazing. It was great. Yeah, that I'd put out on Instagram sometime back.
But you mentioned you took up the job where
Yeah.
you worked for 7-8 years. Why the job?
Oh, why not? Why
No,
not?
what, you just want to like keep yourself busy? Is that what
No,
it
no.
was?
I see. I've always been this person who could not be just like. I mean, I'm not saying it in any derogatory way. I mean, I love to look after my house, and I have that whole interior decoration kida also in my head, and I love to do all that. Idhar ka sofa, udhar ka sofa, idhar, and all that.
Wow. such a simple way of defining it and roasting it at the same time.
No, like I love doing that. Trust me. I mean, my kids tell me what is wrong with you. Like you're just lying gamlas all the time and all that. But I love doing all that. I really like it. But at the same time, I've always wanted, a kind of a purpose, ki kuch productive in the sense ki also the whole financial thing has also been very important. I mean, not that you see, one is that you're working because you really want to work and the money is important.
Yeah.
All of that. The money is important to me also, whether or not I need it or I don't need it. That
It's
whole
important.
thing about that financial, that I need to have my own financial independence.
You should have your own cash.
Yeah, I should have my own cash. So
Yeah.
मेरा पैसा भी मेरा और पति का पैसा भी मेरा is what I like to follow.
Making it very clear.
Yeah, making it very clear. Yeah, I mean, and my husband he's very sweet. हमारे सारे उसके सारा जो salary account है, all of that we
You
have
have
all
details?
all joint accounts.
Or like only yours?
My account is not the only joint.
Are you serious?
He said, listen, your account is only one job, joint account नहीं है. उसको भी कर देते हैं all your locker and all. I said, नहीं, मुझे नहीं करना.
Wow.
This is only for me.
This is really.
That is the only account.
But I subscribe to the thought. I mean, why not?
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah, why
या वो
not,
वैसे ही
why
वो सारा वो messages उधर चला जाता है. ये spend करा. Every time I use his card, he's like, यार अभी तू किधर खर्च कर गया ये credit card package. So irritating. And all the messages go.
Yeah, you
I said,
don't want to
मेरा
be
भी जाएगा.
answerable.
I know.
Yeah.
I said, I don't want to be answerable. This is some secret shopping is always important.
Sure. I mean, I agree.
So yeah, anyway, that time my husband there were a few reasons that my husband had gone for a UN mission out of the country, and he was going to be out of the country for a couple of years. So, and my elder daughter she just started school. She was just about 3 years old. So she also started going to school. So suddenly I had this time on my hand where, I had few hours where I was not doing anything. And so I wanted that. And there was a friend who started this company, and she reached out to me that, I'll offer you. I said, I can't come to office because of whatever, daughter's small and all. She said, I'm doing this work from home thing for other people as well. So she was kind enough to give me that opportunity. And it was an interesting job. I was looking after the marketing and all. It was an information management company, very not my kind of thing to do. But I said there was no harm in it. And she was giving me a good amount of salary. I said, yeah, I'll do it. No problem. And I had a corporate experience. And I feel it keeps the mind working. You need to, it keeps your mind active. You're up to date. And in fact, I realized that once I got back after 8 years into a corporate job, and in the beginning when I used to send out mails, I remember, rereading my mails 2-3 times. I had forgotten to write an email. So I was actually asking my another friend of mine who's in a corporate job for years. I was telling, I said, yaar, ye padhna mera mail maine theek likha hai. Like, I hope it's not rude. And I forgotten. And that made me realize
the language.
You need to be a little active, thoda mind ko bhi rakhna chahiye. So I was happy to do that corporate job. I was happy. It was a nice job and it was online. So I had to put in 5-6 hours every day. So why not? So it was good. Yeah.
And then you did that till post-COVID?
No, not post-COVID. Pre-COVID. About 7-8 years. I think I'd left it around 2013 or something. I left it. 13-14. I'd left it. Yeah.
So when you look at the different type of arts you've pursued, which one drives you the most today as well?
Now it's stand-up, of course. I love the stage. I love live performance. I've always enjoyed whatever little time I've got on stage, whether it was in school, whether
So
it
you're
was
not
in
new
college.
to this because you said you hosted a lot of
I've
programs.
hosted in the army, yes, because we have these big functions and with programs, very formal, very extremely formal programs and functions. So where, you're like sari suri, you're dressed up and all that, you're addressing very important people. There are programs where there are very important VVIPs and all. So I've done all of that, and plus we have this thing called the raising days and the core days of our own corps. So those are those, like my husband is in the, he's in a certain corps in the army. He's in the Corps of Signals. So we have our own core days and raising days. So we celebrate those once a year. We have these big functions for that and all of that. And plus a lot of, as an army wife, I'm a part of the Army Wives Welfare Association, which is AWA. So you are expected to, not just expected, you enjoy doing, because, our families, the army wives, the Jawans' families, they all come from very rural backgrounds. A lot of them don't even, complete their education properly and all. So as an officer's wives, we have these, responsibilities, which we try to uplift them. We try to, the families of our
And
men.
this is expected by the army, you're saying?
It is.
Expected by the government?
Not the government, I would say. It's it's nobody's forcing you to do anything, to be honest. It's just that
It's almost implied.
it's firstly you become an automatic part of the AWA once you're part of the army family. Secondly, the army as an institution is such a great institution. It gives you so much respect, so much. It's such a beautiful life. It's
That
such
you want to give back.
You definitely want to give back. I mean, I have never thought of it like that oh my god, ye kaam kyun mere ko aa raha hai, ya whatever aa raha hai. No, it's an understood thing, and it's not something that's taking away too much of your time. It's maybe once in a while there's something happening, there's a lecture happening, okay, we're conducting a lecture on wellness or whatever, so they'll tell an officer's wife that why don't you prepare this lecture, educate these people, or and you have to understand that how inspiring it is, because when I have done, when I did a lot of this work, I encouraged my ladies to come out and complete their education. I would do lectures where I would encourage them कि आप अपना schooling खत्म करो, college खत्म करो, and all of that. And even English speaking, like a lot of them, they came up to us, simple things which we don't realize. They said कि हमें अपने बच्चे की PTM में जाकर बात करने में शर्म आती है क्योंकि मैम इंग्लिश में बोलती हैं. So I conducted, not just me, a lot of army wives, we have these things of spoken English classes. So we conducted those. And when after 1 year down the line, somebody comes and tells you, madam, मेरे को बड़ा मजा आया, मैं इस बारी जाके मैं PTM में English में बोल के आई. See, that is an achievement. Where will you get that? It's such a satisfying feeling to do that. And once I had done this, we had done this, get back to your education, this whole campaign about study again, voluntary education, मतलब अपना वो complete करो 12th पढ़ या graduation online करो. We helped them to do all of that. And after a few years, I met this lady. I'd forgotten about the whole thing. I'd moved to another station. Then, a lady came up to me and she said, Madam, मैं आपके साथ जम्मू में थी जब साहब उधर posted थे and everything. My husband was posted there. And she said, and she was a mother of grown-up children. And she had only studied 12th. उसके बच्चे कॉलेज में गए थे, तो शी वाज ओल्डर देन मी एक्चुअली, एंड शी सेड आपके कहने के बाद मैंने ग्रेजुएशन अब पूरा करा है. So see what an achieve. I would consider that as a very big achievement of my life, that if I was able to inspire somebody. So this is the kind of stuff that you do as an army wife, and never have I ever felt that ये हमें क्यों आ रहा है या whatever. And a lot of fun things also happen. We do a lot of fun things because it's such a large community. It's such a beautiful community, and it's a part of this whole thing. As an army, as an institution, you have to bond with. You should bond with each other. I mean, our husbands are there at the borders and everything. हम आपस में we are not even discussing or talking or whatever. How do you keep everyone motivated? How do you keep the men happy? I mean, true. See, ultimately, you have to. The army. I think it's such a crucial role. We do it now more than ever. All these wars happening, and unless and until our men out there are not under any stress, they know our families are being looked after, our families are happy, and even the Jawans, because they are at borders, they are at much more many other areas where sometimes they don't get chutti for 1 year. So if they're happy that our families are being looked after,
that's fine.
And they're taken care of,
good place to be in.
वो भी stress free हैं अपने वहाँ पर. So you work as a community, you work as an institution. So
is there a stereotype of belonging to army family, or a stereotype about being a army man's wife?
Kid. Or wife.
That's not true.
Oh yeah, lots of stereotypes.
Can you tell me one?
Tell me about it. I'm also an army officer's daughter, army officer's daughter-in-law, and granddaughter. Okay, so my
you're pretty
grandfather is World War II veteran and all.
Oh wow.
So a lot of history out there. My father's an international polo player, played for the country. Lot of that sportsman family सब है. तो वो जो पिक्चरों में दिखाते हैं ना कि वो इनके घर में तो वो डिसिप्लिन की तरह वो डंडे के जोर पे सुबह उठते हैं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता. हमारे पापा वगैरह ठीक है, डिसिप्लिन फाइन बिकॉज दे हैव टू फॉलो डिसिप्लिन लाइफ. दे ट्राई टू इनकलकेट फॉरएवर, बट हम भी 10-11 बजे भी उठते थे, हम भी नहीं सुनते थे, हम भी we've done all that. Normal children, yeah, whatever. So not at all. And the other stereotype, yeah, you know, people think that for Fauji's wives have this really lavish lifestyle where they just go on parties and they have a really good time.
Yeah.
I remember you also
I
saying,
think
yeah,
of it like that.
yeah. All these perks of the army that you see, you know, बाहर की बस पार्टियां कर रहे हैं, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. Okay, nobody remembers the gory details when, you know, Parakram happened and the Kargil war happened and, you know, the women, a poor thing, you know, see, nobody remembers that. What about field postings, you know, when your husbands are away for 4 years and you're just living alone with your, my husband currently is in a field posting, by the way. Okay, so right now my whole family is like divided. My elder one is in college in some other city, my husband is in a field posting in some other city, and I'm with my daughter in some other city. So, you know, nobody remembers that. And we're going to live like that for the next 3-4 years. So, you know, nobody remembers this. वो पार्टियां हो रही, ठीक है यार, हर कॉर्पोरेट जॉब में पार्टियां नहीं होती. बाकी उसमें पार्टी, don't you celebrate? अरे we are not like boring people, yeah, we are proud of the fun we have. We are proud of the great times we had. We are proud of the bonding that as army people we share with each other, and you know, the functions. And see, the biggest beauty of army is that the Sarv Dharm Sthal, you know, that we have. Sarv Dharm Sthal is a place where within one compound there will be a gurdwara, there will be a mandir, there will be a mosque, and there will be a church.
Oh, that's really?
Yeah, so it's called the Sarv Dharm Sthal.
Sarv Dharm Sthal.
Sarv Dharm, all dharm, or Sarv Dharm Sthal. And every celebration, every festival is celebrated with everybody together. In that place. Whether you have a Diwali ki puja, whether you have a Janmashtami ki puja, whether you have a Christmas something celebration, whether you have a Eid ka something, whether you have a Gurpurv. Lot of stations have that Sarv Dharm Sthal. That is, see the community, see
and
the bonding.
Is it a very genuine feeling there?
Of course.
Or is it forced?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
मेरे को आज तक forced feeling कभी नहीं आई है. And we've had great circle of friends from all communities. We don't look at it as a different community.
Sure.
In the army में अगर सब different communities देखने लगे तो क्या होगा फौज का?
Yeah.
So
that's true. That's sweet.
I don't think so. I have never looked at it. My parents we've been brought up like that. So never looked at it like that.
So coming back to the stand-up bit, what do you think was the most challenging thing about it for you?
Stand up?
Yeah.
See, the challenging, I think initially it was just taking out time to go for the open mics. That in itself was a challenge because all open mics happen in the evenings. You know, it's all at 7:30 के बाद होता है. Mostly all clubs, comedy clubs operate that time. So that in itself is, you know, for a housewife,
it becomes an issue.
Yeah. It's I mean, I got all the support and everything. ऐसे नहीं था कि किसी ने कुछ मना करा है. But in your head, you know, you know that you have to work out things. You know कि अच्छा इस time my husband is going to get back. बच्चे का homework sort out होना चाहिए. Dinner should be done. Then you are like, you know, you don't want to leave anything undone before you go. कि I'm now going because he would be getting back from work about 7:30. That's अच्छा ठीक है खाना बना दिया, ये हो गया वो हो गया sort out है. And then I would take the car and I would go. And then I would come back only by 10:30. So you know, they would have had to do the dinner and everything on the, I mean whatever, you know, as women, when you're looking after your family, you are tuned to that यार घर में सब ठीक होना चाहिए while you're away. We are conditioned like that. Okay, nobody's forcing
conditioned by practice or conditioned by nature?
Conditioned by society, conditioned by generations, conditioned by the way life is. I mean, nobody say, there are families where it's even worse. So I look at it like that I would feel I'm very happy that at least I have the support system where nobody said no to me.
Sure.
Nobody said, my husband and said, क्यों कर रही है? Why are you doing this? Why stand up and दिमाग खराब हो गया? Whatever, you know. Neither did anybody from my in-laws say, nor did my parents say. They were, I mean, they made fun of the fact, like, what the hell? Like, why do you think of this and all? But it was not in that manner कि तुम ये क्यों सोचा तुमने? You know, why are you doing this? You should not do this. ऐसा किसी ने मुझे नहीं बोला. So I'm really lucky that way. But then I look at families who say no. कि ये तुम नहीं करोगे. This is such a अरे forget married women यार. I know of young girls who are doing comedy who have not told their parents that they are doing comedy. Who have not told their parents that वो stand up करते हैं, you know, because they say parents will not accept it. They'll be like, what the hell are you doing? You know, what is this? ये क्या career option है या क्या है? I mean, as a career option, even my dad thinks ki, what is this career option? But he was like, what? Like, people come to just laugh. He's like, you know, I joke about it sometimes. He says like, what? And people give money to come and laugh. So they buy a ticket to go and laugh at somebody else talking. So he can't get over that.
Yeah, agreed.
So yeah, so that was just a challenge, you know, the daily administration problems, you know, I have to go, okay, ये sort out हो जाना चाहिए, okay, कल open mic and maybe I've already taken a slot, but that day something else worked out and I'm not able to go. Yeah. And then, you know, then comedy clubs would be like, nobody says no, but like, आपका spot cancel कर दिया, आप किसी और को देना, that whole chick happening, and mentally you're playing that game, oh, now he won't give me a spot next time. Yeah. You know, all those things. These are the smaller challenges, I would say the challenges यही थे.
Any young comedian who treated you a way that you shouldn't be?
No, I would say no. In
all
fact,
respect.
You know, it's surprising, but yes, within the comedy industry, it's been really supportive. And no, comedian, I don't think anybody ever told me anything. And I mean, yeah, most of the crowd, I mean, a lot of times when I would go on open mics, I think firstly, women comedians hi kitni kam hai. So a lot of times in open mics, I would be the only woman, whether it was in the whole thing. Audience mein bhi koi woman nahi aayi hoti thi, aur lineup mein bhi koi woman nahi thi. And oldest. Oldest. I think most of the time I've been the oldest, at least I can talk about Delhi. Okay. Like, you know, men, there are still, even there were still 40 plus people who were coming and doing and all of that. But women comedians, 40 plus, I don't think I've seen in Delhi at the moment. And so oldest, yes. And from comics, nobody ever told me. In fact, they've been encouraging, and generally they will say, oh ma'am, kamal kar diya, aap kaise aate ho? And arey, to bada acha tha, and you know, whatever. And they would in fact guide me, ki aap aise kara karo, aap aise aaya karo. They were sweet. They would give me tips and all. They're still encouraging. Audience, yes, it's the audience.
Audience gives you a?
Audience ने तब भी मेरे को शुरू में जब मैंने बोला, somebody said, hey madam, आपके किट्टी पार्टी नहीं थी क्या आज? यहाँ क्या आ गई हो स्टेज पे? And I had just started out, you know, and I was like so nervous. I was like, oh, इसने मुझे कैसे बोल दिया? And I didn't know what to say. I went red in the face, and I was like, just walked off the stage and all.
Oh, you took it to heart, like?
Yeah, I took it to heart. Yeah, I was like, oh, मेरे को क्या बोल दिया and all that. कोई किट्टी पार्टी नहीं थी. And the other comics, like, they told me that you should have roasted. I said, अभी इतनी रोस्टिंग वाली औकात नहीं है मेरी. मुझे इतना हो जाए उतना ही बहुत है. So audience में से लोग और भी एक आध बार, you know, people would look at you like कि oh, you're doing this, you know, and somebody would walk off after the show and say कि oh nice, your husband allows you to do this. Yeah, people
this is the thing,
said it on my face. Allows your husband allows you to do this.
And it's a very subconscious thing that people use.
It's, and they say it like,
husband allows you.
Nice, your husband allows you. So lucky you are. Oh my God, जाके मत्था टेक के आओ. कैसा पति मिल गया तुमको जो allow करे, तुम्हें permission दे रहा है. I said, यार allow का, you know, I was like, that guy, I told him, I said, listen, I don't know about allowing because I wasn't really seeking his permission. I said I was seeking his support, which he gives me. So yeah.
So your husband has been supportive.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. Well, all that thing about behind a successful man is a woman. Behind a successful woman, a married woman is also. Let's give credit where they deserve it. Okay, where they deserve it. Definitely, where behind a successful married woman is also a husband who has supported her. I would really say that.
Yeah.
Because see, you can do anything. That whole thing about मेरे को तो वही करना है जो मैं चाहती हूँ and I will do what I want and all that. लड़ बढ़ के भी आप कर सकते हो.
Yeah.
आप कर लोगे. Lot of people will do it, लेकिन कर भी लोगे. लेकिन
but do you want to do it that way?
Do you want to do it that way? Will you be peaceful that way? Will you be happy that way? Will your family be happy that way? So ultimately, I mean, if you want a peaceful life at the end of it, you don't want to go down that road. So, you know, so he deserves the credit. I may be roasting him on stage, but I will give him credit where he deserves.
Where he deserves,
He definitely has supported me through and through.
So opening for Amit Tandon was something that you've celebrated.
Oh yes,
Very,
very
clearly on Instagram. So what it felt like you arrived.
Yeah, so I opened for Amit the first time I opened for Amit Tandon, and he reached out. He reached out to me on this thing. I actually wanted to.
DM kiya?
Sorry.
He messaged you on Instagram?
I had messaged him for his show Good Night India. Okay.
Saying
can I be a part of it? But I was late. Okay, I didn't realize the show has got over. He said, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't know about you because he said we've just finished the 100 episodes and all that." So like that, I got in touch with him, and then he said, "I've seen." He messaged me that I've seen your work and it's nice. You have good observations and all. So I said thank you, and it was at that. And then after a few days, or something a month or something, he reached out to me that would you like to open for me? I'm performing in Delhi. I was like, yes, I have arrived.
Yeah, nice.
But I bombed big time that day.
Really?
Oh, it was very
shit.
bad.
What didn't work?
Nothing worked for me.
Seriously?
Oh yeah, I opened the show. Thankfully, it was a trial show of his. It was not a very big show. It was a trial show.
That must have been heartbreaking. Yeah.
Very heartbreaking. I was supposed to do 6-7 minutes. I did that 6-7 minutes, but it was
flat.
Not all flat, but of course not my best at all. And I knew I've gone wrong big time and beach mein nahi kaam kara. And he also told me, he said, listen, he told me a couple of things. He gave me very good suggestions. Ki ye wala aise kara karo, aise pause karo, ye wo, whatever. And he told me, he said, mera audience वैसे भी बड़ा tough होता है. So I was like, yeah, what the hell? And I was like,
what
so
does
depressed.
That mean, by the way?
Which I agree with now because my audience is a bit similar to his audience in terms of demographics, age group wise. Now see, when a younger comic is performing, his audience is also young, like all the, I would say, the 19, 20, early 20s, even late 20s, 30s. Sure. So these guys, firstly, responsibility is less, household responsibility is less, right? Yeah. You make a plan, we're going, damn it, let's buy the ticket, let's go. Last minute, we plan, bana chale gaye. My audience, now my audience is also a lot of women audience of my age group. I know where they're coming from. If somebody tells me today, यार इसका शो आ रहा है, चल शाम को चलना है, I can't. I have to sort out कि अच्छा मेरा घर में रात को डिनर बना होना चाहिए, मेरे बच्चे के पास, like now my younger daughter is alone. I have to figure out whether I have somebody to leave her with, or whether my parents can come and sit with her, or then I'll have to take her, whether I can take her with me or not. All those things. And so many things. यार, I can't just get up and go. कुछ बच्चे का कल एग्जाम है, कुछ है. So in my age group, that audience firstly takes time to decide कि ये शो पे हमने जाना है. वो पहले की प्लानिंग वाले ऑडियंस है वो कि हम जाएंगे एज अ फैमिली कैन वी गो डू वी हैव टाइम टू गो सो नाउ women write to me my audience people who follow me they write to me that can you do your shows in the afternoon it'll be easier for us to come out.
Are you serious?
Yeah, can you show matinee, can you do matinee shows, because then I go back to that, I said yeah, if women want to come to my shows, a lot of women,
why not?
Because a lot of women see who are not working, the homemakers and all, they have joint families and all, they have responsibilities at home where they शाम को सब husband घर आ रहा है, सब आ रहा है,
2 to 5 is the scene.
So I'm actually seriously now considering trying that out. Why not?
Yeah, you should.
Yeah, that's true. So Amit Tandon का जो मेरा हुआ था वो बड़ा bomb हुआ था. It was very bad. I don't know what happened. I'm nervous and all that. कि अच्छा first time opening हुआ Amit Tandon कुछ गलत ना हो जाए. उसी में सब गलत हो जाता है.
Yeah.
But then I thought it's the end of Amit Tandon ever calling me. I was very depressed.
He called you again.
He called me again. Yeah. He called me after a couple of months. There it was brilliant.
That's really amazing.
That was amazing. He was very sweet of him. He called me again. He said, would you like to open? And that was a bigger show. It was at a very prominent place in Gurgaon. It was a lot of audience. I think 200-300 log the. Wow. And he said, you open. It was an open air bhi tha. Oh. So to give that
that's
faith,
always difficult.
I would really give him credit for giving me, having that faith in me. Ki open air audience. So he just gave me a couple of tips कि ये बोल देना कि sound one clear होना चाहिए. I said yeah fine. He said I said how much time? I thought मुझे बोलेगा 5 मिनट. He said नहीं you do 8-10 minutes करो आराम से. And I did 10 minutes and I killed it that day. It was a lot of fun. And he told me you were fabulous. You were great. And I was like bas. Now I have made it.
Redemption.
Yeah. And I remember from one of Amit's interview, and he told me personally also, and one of his interviews I've read on heard on podcast where he says that comics को हमेशा they're always seeking validity from another comic. They're always seeking validity from a senior comic. He said वो नहीं करना चाहिए because as a comic I may not be in tune with your kind of humor. I'm working on it. मेरा level अलग है. So मैं सोचता हूँ ये funny है, but तुम as a comic तुम सोचते हो वो funny है. He said please seek validation only from your audience.
From audience. Yeah.
He said अगर audience आपके आके हंस के गया है, किसी comic का कुछ नहीं है. He said तुम्हारे jokes पे audience तुम्हारे लिए हंस के गया है. You've got your validation.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a difficulty in connecting with Bangalore audience, Mumbai audience? I mean, are they different? How are you feeling about some of these things?
I thought the first time when I came to Bangalore, I thought maybe language would be an issue because I do it mostly in Hindi. Hindi है मेरा, and I also do a bit of Punjabi. So I
also very
do,
like comfortable in that.
Yeah, so I do a bit of Punjabi too. So वो मुझे थोड़ा first time लगा था Bangalore में. So when I came here, before I started, I said that is Hindi okay? So they all said हाँ Hindi. Hindi I think is still very well accepted, है ना?
I would say 50% of your crowd you can expect.
Correct. So they said Hindi, they all said Hindi cool and all that. And मेरे को the producer of the show, he already told me, he said no, I think अब बहुत पंजाबी crowd आया है, आपको तो पंजाबी भी चलेगा. I said चलो ठीक है देखते हैं. And then I said a bit of Punjabi will do. They all said हाँ it'll do. So मैंने तो अपना कर दिया normal जो सारा set. Later on when people came to meet me and they came to click some pictures or selfies and all that, so I noticed a lot of local Bangalore crowd. Then I asked them, I said, did you guys understand the Punjabi part of it? So they said हमें समझ कुछ नहीं आया, we didn't really follow it, but the way you said it was so funny, we were still laughing. So I was like, that's
so
very
honest.
sweet. I said, that's very sweet of you, yeah. So they really liked it. They said, we like your Punjabi accent.
Yeah, I think it's difficult for Punjabi to work in Bangalore. Yeah. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
Maybe your best day will be like 15-20%.
Yeah. Chennai yesterday, like I did a show in Chennai yesterday. Chennai is little more. वहाँ पे फिर भी और भी ज़्यादा है. For just English speaking ज़्यादा है. तो English यहाँ so there I didn't do Punjabi at all. But I asked them Hindi. They said हाँ Hindi. They all followed. So that was fine.
You think of your jokes in English or Hindi?
Punjabi also.
Yeah. No, but what's your strongest thinking language?
I think it's Hindi.
It's Hindi, right?
It's Hindi and Punjabi also. I think a lot of Punjabi also.
Punjabi and then
I'm like, oh, get it back to Hindi or English or something, translate it back and then it loses half the punch. Actually, when I started out, I did a lot of English. मैंने शुरू में जब करा है तो मैंने English ही ज़्यादा लिखा है. But then as I started doing more and more open mics and I met comics and all, so then मतलब है सबका crowd है, English का भी crowd है, सबका है. I thought कि the kind of comedy I want to do, it'll be better and more acceptive, in the colloquial kind of a way. So then I kind of slowly moved more to the Hindi side. Yeah.
And now, I mean, I don't know how the hierarchy of being a good comedian works, but are you now like accepted in like the cream?
Even I don't know how the hierarchy works, so I don't know how to answer that. No, I mean, होता ही है.
I mean, are you considered famous now?
I don't think famous. What is famous? Famous, yaar, kya famous? Famous Zakir Khan is famous.
Yeah.
Amit Tandon is famous. Veer Das is famous.
Yeah.
हम अभी पढ़े हैं राहों में. Long way to go. I mean, I'm grateful for what has worked for me. It has worked. I mean, इतना भी audience नहीं था पहले. अब audience आ रहा है. People are coming to see my shows, especially. Like, I was very grateful yesterday in Chennai. There were a lot of big shows happening of big comedians and all. And मेरा भी shows दिन था. And I was like, oh no, कोई tickets नहीं जाएंगी. But still, whatever people came to watch my show, I was very grateful. I said, yeah, how sweet. They chose me. So I'm very happy. So famous, when I still go to see live shows of the famous comedians. And when I go and see their shows, I'm like, oh, damn it. I have a lot to learn. अभी बहुत पीछे हैं मैडम, जो मिल गया शुक्र करो. लोग आपको फेमस समझते हैं, खुश रहो, शुक्रिया बोलो, बट अभी आप उस लायक हो नहीं. So let's just take it at that. I'm grateful for what is there, and you have to keep working.
Sure.
Yeah.
And are you writing everything, or you're also improvising on the go? How is that?
Mainly you try to write, but improvise भी हो जाता है, because when you slowly, and like initially I couldn't do crowd work at all. I was very nervous about crowd work, so I couldn't. मुझे लगता था कोई आगे से कुछ बोल देगा तो मैं, if I'm not able to answer back properly, if I'm not able to give him the right response, I'll lose my flow. So मैं उस डर में मैं crowd work करती नहीं थी. I used to just go do my part and come back like hello, hi, and that's it and all that. But now, as I've done little longer shows and now 1 hour shows and 1 hour 15 minutes shows and all, then and when you kind of gauge that the audience has come to see you, थोड़ा सा comfort zone एक बन जाता है. So then I do crowd work, and that gives you the confidence to improvise on the spot also, do all those jokes also. And then some of them, when they work, I inculcate them in the script as well. So it's both. But of course, you can't stop writing. That is the key. That is the core. Yeah.
And are there any other opportunities that have come your way because of this success? Because of the...
Yes.
like?
Lot of opportunities. I mean, firstly, the doors opened to a whole new world of corporate shows, which I was not doing earlier.
Okay.
So
have you it's going on
I'm
now?
doing and I'm
Actually,
doing...
yours is a perfect corporate show also. It's like, it's a good sell. Like, I think people will really enjoy it.
Yeah, corporate show में सबसे बड़ा उनका requirement होता है clean language, madam. No foul language, no double meaning jokes. So thankfully all that works for me.
Yeah.
And it's not by, people say आप जानबूझ के नहीं करती हैं गालियाँ and all. I said it's not जानबूझ के and all that. It's just me.
Yeah.
I don't anyway use foul language in my, normal language. So I don't talk like that. So I can't जबरदस्ती की comedy में काम करेगा तो अब गाली चार निकालो. मेरे से वो नहीं होगा. It will be very fake for me. So I can't do that. So ठीक है, it works for me. So corporate shows has been a good opportunity that has opened up for me, and very soon there's a show on PTC Punjabi, which is interesting. So PTC is a TV channel, you all know, a very popular TV channel, Punjabi channel. So they reached out to me, and so there's a show called Stand Up Te Pao Khap, which is a show in which they invite stand-up comedians as a guest, and they have their regular program and some gigs in that. So I was invited as a guest on that.
And that's yet to come out?
Yeah, so I just went to shoot that last week, and that is likely to come out in January.
You liked
it's
how
going
it
to
went?
be aired. Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was very different experience again, and again I may think that my Punjabi is really awesome, and I'm very proud of my Punjabi, but it turns out that my Punjabi wasn't Punjabi enough for PTC Punjabi.
Really? Wow. What, you got roasted or what?
They were like, मैडम अच्छा आप हिंदी पंजाबी टाइप ज्यादा हो. मैंने कहा अरे मैं तो बहुत पंजाबी बोलती है, मैं तो बहुत चंगी पंजाबी आती है. लाइक हाँ नहीं मैडम आप पहले बताते हम आपको हिंदी पंजाबी कर लेते. They were very sweet. They were very sweet, very very supportive, and I mean, see, TV was a different. I've never done anything on TV, so TV is a different ball game altogether, ना. So वो TV का वो ऐसे lights, camera, action, director, ये वो, so much team is looking at you, they're staring at you to perform. And now I was telling my daughters after that. उसके बाद वो क्या वो आर्ची मूवीज है ना, पीपल आर क्रिटिसाइजिंग सो मच की एक्टिंग. मैं क्या भैया किसी को क्रिटिसाइज मत करो, जाके एक्टिंग करना, खुद करके दिखा दो पहले. मतलब व्हाट पीपल थिंक दैट बड़ी Al Pacino sitting here.
Papa, like really roasting this Archie's thing.
So sad, yeah. So after that TV experience, I realized that it is not easy to be in front of the camera at all. It's a different, because there's a different kind of pressure, yeah. And there's so much equipment, so much kharcha they've done on shooting, and you're wasting your time, wasting everybody's time if you're not doing it well.
So when you say something funny on the set, they laugh or they don't laugh?
सो वो थोड़ा सा तो मेडअप ही होता है ना टीवी पे, मतलब ऐसे नहीं है.
नहीं, सेट वाले पूछ रहा हूँ, टेक्नीशियंस ये सब.
हाँ, वो हंस रहे थे, जो उनको फनी लग रहा था हंस रहे थे, बट आई थिंक हाफ द टाइम दे आर आल्सो अंडर स्ट्रेस ऑफ जस्ट रोलिंग द डैम प्रोग्राम वेल. सो वो अपना काम ही कर रहा था ना बेचारे. सो दे आर मोर इंटरेस्टेड इन कि ओके रिपीट मैडम, यू आर स्टिल लुकिंग नर्वस, रिपीट मैडम, ट्राई अगेन.
Oh shit, that is like,
I was nervous.
No, it's very
and it was their director was very sweet. He was a wonderful guy, and he came to me like in the middle of thing. He stopped everything and he came to me. It was like the chakte moment na. He came and made eye contact with me and like, madam कोई problem है? So I was like नहीं. He said कोई personal problem है? I said नहीं. कोई घर में कोई tension है? I said नहीं. फिर क्या हो गया? आप क्यों नहीं कर पा रहे हो? I said, yaar, I'm first time on television. I'm just nervous. He said, don't be nervous. Don't have to be nervous. Don't think about the next line. Just perform. We are here to help you. We are here to prompt you. आप देखिए, full confidence से करिए. It was like this changing moment for me where I was like suddenly went back on stage and then I was able to do it.
And then it worked.
Yeah, it worked.
See, chak de works.
There are some techniques which they were trying to help me. That when you forget, you pause. Somebody will prompt you. So look out for the cues.
Sure.
Somebody will help you. Don't worry about it.
Your kids roast you on your jokes or they enjoy it?
Can I say no comments and move to the next question?
Because of course their validation is going to be important.
Let's just say that they are like can we get a different mother?
4 kids, right?
No, two. That's the joke I do.
What?
That's a joke.
Then I
That's
definitely
a joke,
didn't
that
get this joke.
That I'm a mother of 4, 1 dog, 2 daughters, and a husband.
Oh, I got that wrong.
That's the joke.
Got it.
You have roasted my joke. Thank you very much. That's the end of the podcast. I'd like to go back
Pretty
and work
much.
on my comedy again.
Pretty much it. Wow.
Yeah, so
But yeah, you get roasted.
I have 2 daughters. One is 18 and the other is 13. So yeah, I mean they're like, how have you even got here? Like,
How did
who
this
likes
happen?
you? Like why? Like, oh, people roasting you. They're right, mama. They're right.
Show पे आते हैं? Family.
बड़ी वाली ने देखा है मेरा एक बार शो, बट छोटी वाली को मैं लेके नहीं जाती because she's 13 and you know whatever. So I don't like to take her, but she's seen my videos and all that. And yeah, she borrows her own one-liners and all that. You know why it's called a stand-up you know why your shows are a stand-up comedy? I said why? Because your jokes are so not funny, people stand up and leave.
Getting roasted.
So,
And your husband has attended your show?
yeah, husband has attended
What did he feel?
many times.
Or what did he say?
He's like, very nice, mere pe banai ja joke. Now he also tells me if something silly he says or something funny he says or something, he says, likh le, put it in your show.
He must be damn worried about everything he says now.
Exactly. So his friends are very worried for his friends and family. Hi, tu to matlab yo hota na family hamare munde nu tu roast karta bichare nu. Inna sweet hai bichara. My daughter's only thing they keep telling me is that you need to pay us royalty, mama. You need to give us the money. आप हमारे
Using us.
jokes बना रहे हो. This is child labor, and they give me all that gyan.
There's this comedian, I think, I don't know where she stays, but she has this podcast with her family.
Zarna Garg.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's fantastic.
Yeah.
She's
I think I really loved that.
She's very good.
And
Her family is far more supportive than my family. Let's
Oh
just say
my
that.
God.
I was telling my kid, she's amazing. She's amazing. Her kids are. I show those videos to my daughters. I say, yaar, ye dekho, Zarna Garg is doing a podcast with her entire family.
Yeah.
She's like, sorry, mama, your family is us, and we refuse to do that. No, my elder daughter, in fact, after my video went viral, she told me that she said, can you remove all my pictures from Instagram? From your
Seriously?
account. I said, यार अब पुरानी मैंने अब रहने दे, अब मैं नई नहीं डालूंगी तेरी. So I'm very particular. She's very particular, which I respect. चलो ठीक है. I need to respect that because she is in that age of her life where she's on her own, building her own identity and all, and she doesn't want to be intimidated by this whole thing, which I respect. And sometimes the kind of trolls I get, I said, better to stay away. So yeah, that is what it is. But yeah, in overall, there एक तो I have daughters, so daughters आजकल वैसी वो feminism वाले नाम पे ना वैसे उनको बड़ा होता है, yeah, you should do and all that, at any age you should not be. In fact, my elder daughter, when I quit my job many years back, when I was doing this corporate online job, I told you I did it for 7 years, and after that I quit. And then there was this time where I was actually not doing anything, just chilling and having fun and whatever. But then मुझे खुद ही लगने लगा था I need to do something. Then I started learning painting more, and I got back to all that. But then she asked me, and she was just about I think 10-11 years old that time, my elder one I'm talking about. So she said, Mama, you used to do a job, abhi kya hua and all that. I said, yeah, I've quit for some time, I don't want to do it. So I said, she said, you're not going to do? I said, no, I'm not going to do. So I was thinking she might say it's good you're not doing or something. I said, why, you want mama to work or you don't want me to work? So she's like, no, I think you should work, mama. You should not be just a mama. Do something. I found that really profound. I was like, that's so sweet.
Yeah.
So my elder one though is very much into this whole thing of women and empowerment and blah blah and do.
But I think you'll be the one to get her definition of being a feminist, right?
Yeah, maybe that. Maybe that.
Because the definition has gone wrong in a lot of ways.
Yeah. Definition has gone wrong in a lot of ways. And I tell my daughters that yes, you need to be strong and you need to have your voice at the right places. But raise the voice for the right issues at the right places.
At the right time as well.
At the right time. Yeah. Absolutely. And I tell them, I said I'm not like against men. It's not like, people say, bhaiya, but why? I said, no, I think it's wonderful. I feel blessed that I'm surrounded by men in the family who have always been wonderful to the women in their lives, whether it's my father, brother, my husband, everybody, So my father-in-law, I've seen all men around me who've respected all the women in their lives and who've really loved and nourished and encouraged them for whatever they are. So definitely, I feel that we we need that balance needs to be right. But yes, there is a lot of toxic masculinity out there, and also a lot of toxic feminism also out there. So the balance has to be right.
But I think that's one thing. I mean, before we end the show, right? I just thought about it. I feel like it would be great to see you talk about, like, from a man to a woman like you, if you can correct this definition of feminism again, which was always correct, by the way, which is taken a path that shouldn't have. If you're able to kind of lead that, in reality, the respect the concept of feminism deserves, some way it'll, start coming back.
See, I agree and disagree with you again. I agree that yes, the definition has gone a bit haywire, but at the same time, I wouldn't say that it was always correct. It was not always correct. There are still a lot of things that were not done, and that's why we are where we are. The men have had it in a very nice way. So वो होता है ना, taken for granted कि मम्मी घर में कर रही है काम, तो वो वाली चीज हो जाती है कि ठीक है, कोई तो कर ही रहा है, whatever. But so I think it for men to understand that where we are coming from, like now they say that औरत ही औरत की दुश्मन है and all that stuff also happens and all. I would say that it's not दुश्मन and all that, but women have got it in a little tougher way. Wherever we've reached, थोड़ा struggle करके ही सब पहुंच रहे हैं. So when you reach there, you're like, हम इतनी मुश्किल से पहुंच रही हूँ. मतलब my view is कि जब एक और औरत आ रही है, yes, we are supporting them, but कहीं ना कहीं हमें लगता है मेरा भी ना चला जाए कहीं. I don't know, maybe that because we've got it in such a difficult way. But true. Now women are also coming out to support each other, to encourage each other, because I think as a whole we've started to feel that we are best when we move together. खुद भी आगे बढ़ो, दूसरों को लेकर आगे बढ़ो. But yes, men को भी, मतलब I would say yes, that strike the balance, but that balance needs to come from both. होता ये है कि वो एक ही जना balance करता रहता है, and then the other one again starts to suppress the other person, now the other gender, and now the gender is like so much conversation about gender. So we must respect each other's gender. We must respect the roles of each other's genders that are there, and at the same time give space to each other to grow. Equality is when you're giving space to each other grow, and reach a level where you're respecting the positions of each other without feeling threatened कि अब ये मेरे से आगे ना बढ़ जाए या ये मेरे से ज़्यादा ना कर जाए. Why? If as a woman I feel proud of the fact that my husband is doing so well in the army, he's doing wonderful, he's doing a great job, every promotion we feel very happy at our husbands' jobs. So husbands also need to feel equally proud when their wives are doing wonderful and they're great jobs, and they say, great. That is equality.
I'm just glad you took that stand, because I feel like more women like you should take that stand of it's all about equality at the end. And that's what it was always about.
Yes,
and not choosing one over the other.
Yes.
Right?
No, don't try. I mean, it should not be putting the other person down, is what I say. Lift. Lift each other up.
Balance it out.
Lift each other up and grow together. Enjoy each other's, live in each other's glory, and celebrate the success together.
Sure. Thanks, Harpriya. Thanks. I think this was good. This was fast. This was crisp. I think the last 10 minutes, really did it for me. I think thanks for sharing your thoughts.
Thank you so much.
It's a nice vibe to be with you. I think, of course, like you said, there's a long way to go for you as a comic. But we'll be rooting for you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All the best. And who knows what life's gonna throw at you.
Absolutely. Who knows? I'm there to catch it all. It's fine. It's fine. Whatever life is throwing at you, eat it, enjoy it, drink it up. Come on.
There you go, folks. This was Harpriya Bains on a personal note with Adarsh Sakare, and this was episode number 87. Like we said, the last episode of the year, and quite a good way to end the year. If you watched till here, let us know, and we'll always see you on the next one. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Wishing everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thank you so much for having me. Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.